Hey, how y'all doing? It's Sharonda, and hey, how y'all doing? And today I am here with a ARC review. I'm going to be talking Someone Knows by V. Keeland. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? So hey, how y'all doing? Hope your week is going weekend, because it is the weekend, yes. Hope your weekend is going great. Hope your week went well. I just hope everything is going well for you. Okay. This is an ARC that I received, a digital ARC that I received through Atria Publishing. So shout out to them for letting me read and talk about this book. Cause honey, okay, this book is a thriller. Also, this book has a June release date. I believe it's gonna come out on June 17th. So inside of this book, we have Elizabeth, who is in her adult life right now. She is a college professor, an English college professor, and she is, doing her things or whatever. She generally works through the summer, so she is going to be teacher for this summer writing class, okay? And one of her students sends their first chapter to her, okay? And honey, when I tell y'all, this first chapter had Elizabeth shooketh, scared. She was like, oh my God, what is going on here? But the first chapter that the student sent Elizabeth goes back to her past life when she was in high school in Louisiana. So she's just like scrambling. She's trying to find out what's going on. Who this student that knows about my past. So we have a whole lot of that going on inside of the book. So I don't want to do too many details because, again, this is ARC, so I don't want to tell too much. But let me tell you, this book had me hooked, okay? Because I think the author did a very good job in this book of keeping people guessing who was sending Elizabeth these chapters for the story that they were telling, okay? In the more chapters that they sent, honey, the more of a nervous breakdown that Elizabeth was having, okay? I mean, to the point where she couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep. This lady was living on coffee. I was like, hi, girl. But so she's just going through a lot. So now she has to not pack up her life, but she has to go back to Louisiana because she feels like, I got to get back to this small little dirt town in Louisiana and find out who the hell is doing this, because somebody's messing with me and I don't know who it is. But going back to Louisiana is not what she wants to do because it brings about all these bad things that happened to her while she was there. She doesn't have a good relationship with her mother. Yeah, her mother was a terrible mom. She was a terrible mom. And, Elizabeth did not have a very good childhood. It was a lot of men in and out and stuff like that of their lives or whatever. And she was just like, I won't go back there. Plus, she has this very contentious relationship with her mother. Her mother is very much, I'll call them Jesus freaks. People that, they get into church and, the preacher is everything, God is everything, even if you're doing the right thing, you're doing the wrong thing, you're always sinning. That's what her mother was. But her mother was a big walking contradiction, because while her mother was out here, at church every Sunday, sometimes on Mondays, pretending like, she was this, this holy woman, she really, really wasn't, because she wasn't treating her daughter very well. But the book really does keep up a good pace. And like I said in the beginning, what really drew me to this, what kept me interested in this book is that, the reader, along with Elizabeth, you're constantly trying to find out who is sending her these chapters that is so closely related to a past that she would like to forget, okay? I won't go into much what the letters refer to, but it's really, really bad. It's crazy. It's wild, okay? The story itself is filled with a lot of drama and mystery and tension, and you feel that a lot along with Elizabeth as she is going throughout this story. Um, and what happened to her when she was in high school, it kind of like shapes the adult that she is now, whereas she doesn't really want to do relationships. She's not into relationships. Like, yeah, she'll find a man, and she'll have a good time with a man and things like that, but she does not want a relationship. And this causes a lot of problems with a character inside of the book that wants to have a relationship with her, and she's just like, nah, I don't do relationships. I told you I don't do relationships, my guy. But I liked Sam. I think Sam was really, really trying to create something with Elizabeth, but again, because of her past, she really wasn't into it. And then once these chapters started coming into her inbox, she is just like looking at everybody around her like, it might be him. It's a whole lot going on inside of this book. But I like the relationships that she talks about inside of this book, especially the parental child relationship that Elizabeth and her mother had. Even though her mother did not treat her well as a child, as she was coming up, when she went back to Louisiana and, she finds out that her mom is sick and stuff like that, she's feeling guilty because she hasn't been back to this little small town in like 20 years. Like, once she left. She was not going back. Like, she would call her mom on the phone or whatever, but she never went back. So once she gets back and she sees how sick her mom is, it's not like her mother told her. But she still loved her mother. At the end of the day, she still loved her mother because that was the only parental unit that she had. And there were at times she was able to remember some good times with her mom. But this book is crazy. What I will say inside of this book is check your triggers when you're reading this book. It does touch upon abuse, physical, sexual, mental abuse, verbal abuse. There are a lot of abuse themes inside of this book. So if that is something that that you feel as a reader that you just can't get into, then I would not suggest going into this book. But for the most part, this is a really good book. I like this book. She really keeps you guessing throughout the story about who the person is that is sending Elizabeth these not threatening, but sending her these chapters. And also this person, it was crazy because this person was literally watching her spiral out of control. And I don't know, and we get to the end of the book and she keeps you guessing up to the end. I literally thought it was somebody else, but when you get to the end of the book, it's just like, oh, it is that person. But I think what she leaves the readers with, I know for me, she left me with like, why is this person even doing this to her? Like, what is the end goal? You know what I mean? Like, she leaves you with a lot of questions, and it's not in a bad way. I think it's in a good way. If you're into thrillers and stuff like that, it kind of like keeps you guessing. I don't know if she does a second book for this. I don't know if I would want to go into it. I mean, I would, but I don't know if I would want to go into it because I'm scared. I'm scared to find out like why this person is doing the things that they are doing. If they were doing it for, revenge or whatever, it was just like, my question that I know I had at the end of the story is like, why are you doing this? especially if you know what you know. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know this kind of like vague or whatever, but the book is really, really good. It's definitely a page turner. It definitely keeps you on your toes while you're trying to figure out, along with Elizabeth, what is going on. I really did enjoy this book. This was a really, really good book. All right. This is my first read by this author. Will not be my last. If this is what she doing, I'm here for it. Okay, I'm very much here for it. But yeah, that is it for me. If you stayed this long, thank you so very much. I will be doing a tarot pairing for this book. That will be via my Instagram and my blog. But until the next one, later days. Bye.